3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Mini Club.
Welcome to Mini Club.
Welcome to Mini Club.
Welcome to Mini Club. This is a new show. We each played 5 games, 2 from me, Alon, 2 from Sean, and 1 from the High Council Patreon subscribers. We're going to talk about each game for exactly 12 minutes, adding up to 60 minutes total of content. Then there's going to be a Discord poll for everyone to decide which game to do a deep dive on and do a game club episode on. So join the Discord. That's all I'm going to do in terms of intro and admin.
If there's nothing listeners like more, it's this content.
Uncut.
60 minutes uncut of
60
talking.
minutes, no commercials.
Yo, not yet.
We're going to start with the High Council's choice. Sean, are you ready for me to start the timer with Eternal Darkness?
Drum roll. You're going to handle the timer?
I have a timer. I have a stopwatch ready. Ready?
I have this.
No, I'm not doing that. I need my hands locked in on the computer.
Okay,
you ready
drum
for me
roll.
to start the timer?
Take.
Okay, we started. We're on the clock. Eternal Darkness. What do you think?
It's the game that dared to ask, what if darkness was eternal? What did
Goth game, huh?
Yo, there's not really we're focused on one game at a time. We're not creating threads.
No threads.
Goth game. The game opens with a cut. It opens before even logos of companies. It's an Edgar Allan Poe
quote. Yeah.
The darkest of all writers.
With an evil Nintendo splash screen too. They were like, we're only gonna do this game if it's fucking goth all the way.
Evil, dude.
Yeah.
Bones. There's a skeleton.
And the skeleton like pukes blood on the door, I think. I like in my notes I just wrote, did the skeleton just puke blood on that door? This is so metal. And it's like maggots, blood.
Yeah.
I wrote one of my notes, what is this game rated?
It's abstract. It's definitely rated M for mature because of all the violence. It's a bunch of abstract images of maggots, blood, space, because the maggots and blood, I was just like, I get it. It's dark, it's spooky, ooky. Yeah. But when it starts showing space, I was like, hello. All right. Hello. What sort of Cthulhu?
Exactly. It's not just some hell world goth. It's also like humanity and sci-fi and like post-humanity and like
are there
philosophy.
Are there things about humanity that are unchangeable? Like is the darkness bigger than us? Or can we defeat it? Like it's like
heady. It's heady.
It's really heady. It's really ambitious in terms of its scope, seemingly. It's
the magnum opus of whoever created the game. We do these without research. I have no idea who made this game or what any story of the background of this game, but it sort of feels like they've been thinking about this for 20 years. Like, what if?
Yeah,
this game is exploding out of me. I need to make this game.
This is the thing, and it's like threading all these different ideas. And to get into it a little bit, like it works. I think it's fun as a game. This was one of the games on the list where I was like, oh, I hope we play this game. I hope we cover this one.
Yeah.
Because like playing it was fun. I played it for longer than I was supposed to.
Wow. Breaking the rules.
I was breaking the rules in Mini Club, which I think is a good sign, you know? Or is
that's
that
a good
bad?
sign. I think that's a good sign. Yeah. I let it flow naturally. I'm between like 30 to 45 with all of the games, and this one was around there too.
Yeah.
I got to the part where you maybe are making a big decision with like the different artifacts.
Oh, and you didn't make the choice?
And I was like, this feels like a good place to save state and stop playing.
Sure.
Because I was like, I think this is a big decision and I have a lot of things to say about the game and it's cool and that was fun.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So that gives us a clear endpoint because I played a little further than that.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
You start in the foyer of a mansion with stairs, to which I said, hey, have you guys ever played Resident Evil?
Resident Evil much?
Yo!
I literally wrote, like, is this in the Resident Evil universe? Wait, this is Resident Evil. And then you look at your inventory, I'm like, I see you. I'm not going to pick shit up. There's a fixed camera. I'm running around the mansion. I'm happy to be back.
I will say about the controls, though, not tank controls.
Not
and
tank controls.
It only became a problem once. There was literally one time where I walked through a door and then defaulted to tank controls and went backwards through the door.
I did it more than once.
You did it more than once?
Yeah.
You've been trained well.
Yeah. Tank controls make sense for fixed camera games. I'm sorry.
Yes. And this game like kind of has a swaying camera and like
there's parts where there's fixed camera and it feels natural. And then there's parts where you like go, like you said, door, hallway, and then I'm like, wait, and I immediately turn the other way and then it goes back and I'm like, oh,
like
fuck,
which way was I going? It's because the game is like highly polygonal and like we only have 10 minutes to talk about this. Give me a time check.
It's at 4:30.
Oh, we're fine.
But you'll get a solo minute when they hit the 10 mark. Each of us will get a solo minute for any closing
to
points
make our case
or notes or whatever. You just get an uncut minute.
Let me ask you, sorry, Eternal Darkness, we're cutting into your time a little bit, but do you have a stated game that you want to cover most?
No, but I have one I'd rather not.
Yeah,
and then one
I hope.
And then one I'm not sure, and then I'm cool with the others.
Okay,
and I think I do actually have one I would prefer to do. So, but I don't know. Should I keep it secret? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm going to be running. I
don't know.
I'm going to be popping off so much, I think, about when it comes time. Anyway, point is, so Eternal Darkness, you're dropped into a Resident Evil mansion. It's
after your nightmare.
Yeah.
First you have the nightmare where the transition is like all this heady philosophy shit. And it's like the granddaughter's the only one that can save humanity. And you like cheesy kind of movie transition into, oh shit, I'm playing now. And then you like can't control shit and you're like getting, and then you wake up and it's still part of the cinematic. And I just wrote, this is a great movie. This is peak cinema.
Yeah,
it's the grandpa under the carpet. Like what's going on? Yeah,
there are aspects of this game that feel very like scriptly, just like, oh, this is just like they're really reaching for like as close to, because like when we pan in with like an aerial shot to the Roman stuff, I was like, oh now we're in like a very differently rendered scenario with like really seriously written characters. There's a transition. There's a what's the Jack Ryan movie about the submarine?
Jack Ryan? I don't even know who that is.
Red Submarine movie.
Who's Jack Ryan?
Red Submarine. He's played by Jim from The Office and Harrison Ford.
For the Red October?
The Hunt for Red October.
He's not in that. That's a Sean Connery movie.
Sean Connery, Harrison Ford, who knows? But the point is that film opens with people speaking Russian and it like smoothly transitions to English. Like,
cool.
Gotcha. And this game pulls the same trick with like ancient Roman or like something.
How fucking crazy was that? Like I wrote like you're running around the mansion. I'm hitting B on every frame because I'm trying to examine the things on the wall, which is a bummer, by the way.
All the pictures of the family are just say the same thing. Like there's pictures of the family.
Yeah, and their faces are like dark or whatever.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you get a cutscene from like 26 BC or something, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of cool. And then you're just Augustus.
Yeah.
Like you just like transition. I'm like, oh, I'm the Roman guy now, I'm in 26 BC. Yeah. I have a sword and I'm playing an action game all of a sudden.
And you're thrown into like a really linear sequence basically. Because when you start in the mansion, it's very just like you sort of can go in any number of directions. Which like
you get a key and like do the stuff.
Yeah. And you have to solve a puzzle even to get to Augustus, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised maybe it's just good design, but it's like I'm kind of shocked that I did the puzzle successfully without even like thinking about it.
Maybe like you said, maybe it's the design pushing me this way, but I was a little like, oh, I didn't get to check out the rest of the mansion because I just happened to go the way that leads you straight to Augustus.
Sure.
Like the first room I went to Augustus zone, and then I'm just Augustus.
Yeah,
maybe I'll go back to the mansion.
I had the same thought of like, wait, shit, I want to explore the mansion more. Yeah, I had it in my inventory, key to the second floor.
Yeah, key to the second floor, key to the drawer. I was like, wait, I didn't get to use my
all
keys.
sorts of shit. Before we exit the Eternal Darkness section, I want to make sure I say I really like walking around and looking at stuff in this game. Yes, but in all games. I like just walking around and looking at stuff.
Yeah.
That's all.
I don't like that. This is just a same complaint as Resident Evil, but I think Resident Evil did a better job of being like, this fucking book is examinable and nothing else in this room is. Whereas in this game, it's just glowing. Like, yeah, I just need to constantly, you need to run hugging every wall to know if you can examine something, which is a bummer. Sure. But it does feel cool and feel very like Resident Evil-y to be walking around in a 3D space and look around and like hear scary skeletons, but the camera's like fixed on you in a narrow hallway, and you're like, oh my god, fuck, this is sick.
Yeah, like the game is already playing around with like sound in a way that's cool.
The sound is so good.
I was like genuinely spooked. It's just an ambient music track that every once in a while goes
which is
what's
good.
What's up?
But every time ASMR whispers.
Just like it was like but yeah, it's so I think like when the game jumped to like, that's what the mansion is. The mansion is like Resident Evil wander around. But then the Roman thing was like so linear.
We're about to be at 10 minutes, so just go for a minute straight. Your last things on this
straight.
Yeah, your last things on Eternal Darkness.
Video game of Eternal Darkness by Nintendo. Such a dark tale that they're willing to weave, but only through the collaboration with what I presume is a Western developer. The tagline of whom is putting magic into software, which I only know because it literally said that after the Edgar Allan Poe. But yeah, no, the Nintendo of it all rings true to me because the game is fully playable. the game is like multiple times while I was playing it, I was like, oh, I'm fucking gaming. Like, I'm not thinking too much about taking notes for the pod. Like, I want to play the game. I'm gaming.
And
I'm not going to talk about anything that I didn't. The sanity meter. Are you even privy to the sanity meter?
Not.
We don't need to talk about it, but that's all I got to say about it. Nintendo went dark.
Yeah. I don't know if I even have a minute straight. I feel like most of my notes are pretty covered. The fixed camera's great. Resident Evil's great. It is such a funny, like, targeting system action game out of nowhere where I'm just like targeting a skeleton's head, chopping his head off. Like, oh, he's about to hit me with his right arm. I'll target his right arm, chop his right arm off, and then like kill him. And then all of a sudden the thing pops up, press B to finish him. And I'm like, finish him, like over and over again. I'm just like, what's going on? This game's doing like so many different things.
It's ambitious. Sorry.
I hope that I'm going through history of this like family lineage. That's like my guess. And I'm like, how many eras is this game going to go for? It's a GameCube game, but it seems like they did a lot of shit and they went super big. They went super macro, and I have 10 seconds left, so I'm probably just going to stop talking. Now the music's really good, but yeah. What was that?
That was the grind of the
I thought
end.
That was your buzzer.
That was you. Well, maybe. I'm setting my own timer.
That's done. We're done with that.
We need some equity. Okay, game. Well, I'm going to start it when we start the next game.
Okay, you choose.
I choose.
Yeah.
Mischief Makers. Let's fucking get it out of the way.
Clicking start.
Out of the way. I'm at 10 minutes. What did you think of Mischief Makers?
Well, I thought, wow, I haven't seen that Enix logo in a while. Whoa, I love that treasure logo.
Hey!
And music, surprisingly cool. I thought it kind of sounds like two different tracks are playing at the same time, but it also kind of works together. There's not that much that's that cool. Right, it's really weird. It's really wacko. I don't know. Hey, are you Marina the Ultra Intergalactic Cybot G?
I mean, wrote down that phrase.
Yeah, it's an RPG kind of, but it's also just Mario Save the Princess platformer.
I was right away. I was just like, what is this game trying to do with character? Because the intro cutscene, it had like a lot going on, but also not nearly enough going on. Yes. It was just like glamour shots of characters. The enemy characters, I think, look like Fortnite skins. which is a very specific reference.
I don't know the skin.
The Fortnite skins have a tendency to be like hyper, like way over detailed, but kind of stupid looking sometimes. Some of them look good, but the point is like all the enemies in this are like way over designed in a way that's just like, what the fuck is this? Like it's not Mega Man enemy design, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, what is it with this game and character? Like, how's the game? Like, that's what I put my feet into.
The game is just very. So you reach this like level select screen that again is very like Super Mario World 3 to me. You know, 1-1, 1-2, like that shit. And you can just like end a level as soon as you find the star, and then it's like, wait, but was I supposed to like check out the rest of the level and like do other stuff? Not sure. You talk to these friendly other dudes in this other planet. They kind of teach you the movement stuff. That's all very weird. I find the controls really weird. Like someone who's never played a video game before was like, this is how this should work.
So, okay, how many treasure games? I feel like I always pull this on you of like,
I played 0.
What's your context, bro?
Yeah, I played 0. The only one I know is Gunstar Heroes.
Sure, but I've like
seen it, but I haven't played it.
This game is made. It's pretty evidently made by the same people as Gunstar Heroes because like that's a game that also is like economical with control. Like I would say that the controls in this, like there's a lot of different inputs and there's weird like economic tricks.
Weird.
But it's literally in my play session, 20 minutes in, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna, because the first level, I like almost couldn't figure it out because it was like not intuitive. It was like you had to like bring a bomb to a red block that revealed a red star, and that's like it was like
if you you had to like actually. That's why I was like it's a little RPG-ish because the only way I knew what to do was talking to every single friendly, and they're like, "This is the blah 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 shrine, the clan ball shrine or something like that." And then later the guy's like, "Oh, blow up the clan ball shrine." I was like, okay. But otherwise, I would have had no idea what if I'm making progress or anything.
Yeah. So it's like right off the bat, the game was like already, I was like, design wise, like this is making me feel crazy already. So like, you know what? It's treasure. I'm just gonna like figure out how to control the thing. I'm gonna have some fun with the controls. So I just like stopped playing it and read through the manual and
Love that.
Took a bunch of notes about like different movement things. And my controller was mapped such that my left and right dash were on shoulder buttons, and it felt
that's good. It
felt really good.
And
there's like different types of dashes, and then it got to a point where I was like, yo, I kind of want to just like see what I can jump on top of in this game. Like controlling Marina, I'm totally into. I like just bopping around as Marina.
Maybe I should map mine a little differently because it did feel very weird to have like, it's essentially the C buttons, if people remember those on the N64 controller, are like the shortcut for the dashes and the float thing. It's not really like an up dash. You just kind of float at the same level. But like on my controller, it's kind of weird to like hit jump with A and then switch to the right thumbstick, which is what I use for the C buttons.
Right.
To like, because you want to be like jump dash, you know.
So you're
like,
switching inputs, which speaks to like how if I'm pushing the A button with my thumb and like doing
that would be better
with my index fingers, but it's like that's not how it was designed. Even like one of my notes is like, this feels great. How would it have felt on an N64 controller?
Bad. Like, it would have felt like how it felt for me, maybe worse, because you have to like slide your thumb even further. And then there's like all the only other buttons other than dashes, short dashes in every direction and jump is like a grab button
and shake.
So you grab and shake stuff, which is like, now I understand why you were saying shake. Or you grab down, which is dig, or you grab up, which is like your hand, and that's it. And
I like throwing the guys. It's cool that you throw the guys and they bounce around, but they don't react. So there's no like
take damage or
So I feel like I cut you off. What were you getting at? You're still wrangling the controls. I think
the controls are just really weird. Learning how all the different little clan ball bouncy things works was fucking insane. Like I was like, I've never played anything that feels like this. Like this is like crazy.
And did you find that like was interesting and you wanted to learn it, or like was it just sort of
yes
like
and no?
okay?
I mean, like I feel like I kind of got to a point where I was like, oh, I can kind of jump, like platform through these kind of decently, and then you get to like a random like circle, and you're supposed to know to like shake that clans ball that's pointing to the circle to create a star which teleports you to. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I'm pretty positive I found one clan ball that was one color that when I shook it, it did something, and then I found another clan ball of the same color, and like it didn't have the same response when I shook it. And I was just like, wait, slow down. What? And to say nothing of the fact that there's a mechanic where you're holding the clan ball, and then you have to like hold up to the right and then jump, and you just sort of like
it's like awkward as hell.
And I was like, this feels bad. Like, I don't like doing this.
Yeah, it feels bad.
But then there's also clan balls where you like boost into them and then they launch you. Yeah, that feels really good.
Spring loaded clan balls.
This game, I don't think I like this game, but I like moving around in it. So
sometimes
I like moving my character around. Having to learn what like different balls that all look the same do feels like the worst aspects of like video game design, where it's like you have to learn really specific rules to this one thing, but it's like, I don't know. They're trying to be economical, I think, though, too, because it's the objects in the world represent the aesthetics of the people that live in the world. So I think it wants to be intuitive, but
it just didn't quite land with me in my very limited time playing. Maybe it would, but it just felt like really clunky to like learn how to jump from ball to ball and launch and stuff. You fall down, you got to do it over again. Like I just can't foresee a world where I'm just like something clicks and I'm like, I'm fucking the master of this domain. I feel so good moving around, jumping from ball to ball. Like everything feels seamless. I feel like I'm gonna make the same mistakes that I made 20 minutes in that I would, 10 hours in, and like feel like this is fucking annoying.
And the reaction, like my notes started out like really open-ended, just like, oh, what's this? And like over time, my notes devolved into just like, what the fuck? And like, fucking, of course. I wrote a note here that says, clan balls are fucking weird. What else is new? Like literally just like
who are you talking to?
Like
at that
losing
point?
my mind. Like, fuck this. And like, but it's not, I wasn't angry, but I was at a certain point just responding like, what the fuck? Like, what is that?
I know.
There was a clan ball roller coaster and you grab onto it and you move so fast. And it's just like,
You're
so much
up
going on.
red diamonds, which do nothing, or maybe they do something. No one knows.
Unclear.
I know, but like, that's a good point that you made there though, because my feeling wasn't this game fucking sucks and I never want to play it. It was, this game fucking sucks, LOL. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa, this game kind of sucks. Like, it's so weird.
My final conclusion, I think we just hit 10 minutes, but my final conclusion was, this game is so fucked up. Kind of cool, though.
Yeah, kind of cool. Kind of want to pipe in some music, even though I didn't really enjoy my time playing the game.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, we didn't really even talk about the aesthetics too much. This is a game that like has, can I do my minute?
Yeah.
This is a game that is like it's designed by people that like think a lot about motion of character and like moving the character around, and have like made several games that I love that are about moving a character around. I'm talking Gunstar Heroes. I'm talking Bang-I-Oh, one of the greatest games. And Bang-I-Oh, I brought up in my notes because it was like, that's a game that demands you to learn some really weird shit. But when you learn it, it's like, oh, baby. This game demands you learn weird shit. And then it's just like, well, that was weird. What? Like, I don't want to be hater gamer right now.
We're not hating. We're not hating.
Mischief Makers, I think it gets a lot of street cred because it's a 2D game from the era of polygons. But like, I don't know. I don't want to play it for Game Club. Thank you.
Yeah, so we got to be careful how funny we are when we're hating on it, because people might vote for it and be like, I want them to have to play 10 more hours of this game. But that's everything you said, I think, is true. Even though I haven't played past Treasure games, I do think, like, maybe because it's still basically the tutorial, I think, where we both are, which is like jumping through some balls and like talking to characters, and they tell you can like boost in this way. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll boost in this way. It's still like, I feel like the game hasn't fully started yet, but like it's a bad tutorial kind of, where it's like it could be a good game. Maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe the story's interesting, but it sure doesn't seem like it's gonna be. But it's like, yeah, that's why I'm also like, I kind of don't want this to be the game club, but if it is, might be good. You know?
I'm supposed to give you your minute. One thing I'll say about the story is to rebuff you is that there was a line in the manual that said the adventurer, Professor Theo, something. While he can't seem to convince anyone of it, he claims to be the main character in this game. I was like, that's pretty funny.
So multiple main characters, you're telling me, huh? Let's go to Killer7.
Not even. Yeah.
Let's go to Killer7. I'm starting the clock. Whoa, it's Capcom.
Whoa, it's Capcom.
Yeah, whoa, that's my first note.
It's Grasshopper. I think they're the publisher on it, because Grasshopper Manufacturer is the developer.
Oh, okay.
Stinks of Suda 51.
It's also dark in an old school way, different than Eternal Darkness, but it's dark in like what I wrote is like it's dark in a Dark City or Deviant Art kind of way.
If I may, the word that I repeatedly returned to was twisted. This game is freaking dark-sided and twisted.
Laughing clown and like zombie freaks. Yeah.
Yes.
Another game where the controls are kind of fucking insane, I thought. What do you think of the controls?
The controls, I love the controls in this game. I love how rigid it is. Just like, this is what you do. This is how you maneuver this space.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Like,
I think they took a similar idea of Mischief Makers / Treasure of like, I'm going to do something really unique to this game. But I feel like in Killer7, it's cool. And it's like, this is an FPS, but it kind of breaks all the FPS rules of moving. And it's like unique in a really special way.
Well, I think it like threads being a shooter and like an adventure game.
Yeah, it's kind of not like a shooter. I don't know what to call it. It's like a carnival game. The shooting is a carnival game. It's
carnival shooting, like puzzle shooting,
gallery shooting gallery. Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
And like the way for the
uninitiated,
the way that you maneuver the game is you hold the A button to accelerate on a linear path, essentially.
Or if you play on a computer, you hold left click. Like normal in every FPS game ever, that's shoot. And it is shoot if you're in like gun mode.
Yeah.
But if you're in not gun mode, you're just holding click and just running.
Can you activate gun mode whenever you want in this game?
Yeah.
Because it's like, because as much as I was ready to make fun of the laughter, because every time the laughter happened, I was just like, okay, this is fucking twisted. By the end of the session that I was playing with it, I was like, oh, actually, the laughter is a really interesting design choice, because if you hear the laughter, you know you should be like looking around.
Look around.
Because the laughter actually has like an in-world like function.
The laughter basically means there's a zombie freak fuck on your screen that you need to go to gun mode and then scan them. You can't just shoot them, even though you see they're kind of like invisible figure approaching. You have to scan them, which is weird as hell. And then shoot them multiple times until they die.
And there's like
unlimited bullets, I guess. I don't know.
Unlimited bullets. Wow.
You just, which is also very carnival. It's sort of like one of those arcade machines where there's just, you have a gun and you're shooting at the screen. Like it feels like you shoot off screen to reload and you have unlimited bullets. Because they do like a reload animation thing.
And shit can happen to you while you're in the reload screen. So it's like the game is wicked tense, honestly. Like the first shootout, I was like kind of bugging out. Like
I died early.
He died. Did you encounter the egg?
I destroyed the egg.
You killed the egg.
Yeah, by filling some blood vials and
oh my god,
going ham on that. I mean, it's just so intensely stylized in an anime sort of way, where it's just like everything's so over the top and crazy, but also so cool, but also confusing and weird.
Can I say though that I'm totally down with the visual aesthetic of the game. I'm down with the game as designed in the hand and in the movement and stuff like this. I am not so sure that I want to learn where to allocate blood and soul bullets and rings and like it was just like, okay, like you have this big aesthetic story you want to tell, and then you also want like to appeal the gamer's need to like learn a bunch of little details,
pick up coins and get more powerful or whatever.
This gem helps you upgrade this stat. I've been playing. I don't want to get way off topic, but I've been playing Tony Hawk 2 recently.
Yeah,
and it's like there's stat points in that game, and it's like I kind of don't.
I don't even remember that. Yeah, I don't even remember there being stat points.
You get stat points, and you can jump higher, like whatever, and but it's like one thing, and that's the one thing.
Yeah.
And if this game is blood is Tony Hawk stat points, like, okay. Fine.
Yeah. Which it might be. I feel like we don't know yet. Because I mean, like Mino said, I think when we first made the Discord channel, he's like, it's just the best like unique first person on rails game. And it does feel like you never have more than two choices at any like intersection. It's talk to the weird fucking dead ghost dude, or
who's in a fun t-shirt,
or move forward, or press the turn around button and run backwards. Like that's all it is. So it's like the definition of on rails. It's like hammering home rails. You can only hold go. You can't even turn. I don't feel like I played enough where I'm like, I have any sort of grasp of what this story is. Because the opening cutscene, you're a black dude walking through a city street with a guitar case or something. And I'm like, okay, this is like either the bad guy or me, right?
Sure.
That's every video game ever. Yeah. And then he enters the building and you're this other guy.
It's in a camera view. It goes shoop shoop, and you turn into a guy named Dan Smith.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. And then some of the ghosts you see are also like, I'm a former killer or something like that, Travis or whatever. And you're just like,
I'm trying to bury the lore knowledge I internalized when I was like 16 years old.
Okay, so you know about it. Yeah,
I sort of, but not even. I think it's just like a guy is all of them.
That's sort of what it seems like.
It's pretty apparent that it's like
7 might be the number of killers.
7's the number of killers. It's like split personalities.
Yeah, what's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? It's I'm totally down with how the game like just lets you choose whichever play, like it lets you choose between a bunch of different killers from the get. It also lets you choose that from the pause menu. So it's like, this game wants me to explore all these like different types of killers, and like maybe they have different guns. Maybe there is something
Don't know yet.
Yeah, like it's still early enough that like we neither of us have like really dug into it.
Yeah.
And narratively, I can kind of tell that narratively it's just going to be some like gonzo anime, like year 2000, like post noir, like just like
I think so.
Crime, but the devil.
What I feel like I don't know, and this is like kind of reductive because I'm just using the most generic words ever, but what I don't know is is it a good version of that or a bad version of that? Like I don't know genuinely, after playing for 45 minutes or whatever, if I'm gonna like love the story and want to talk about it a lot, if it gets chosen as the game club, or if I'm gonna be like, the story is whatever, but it's all about this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Are we gonna get sucked into the blood? What is it called? Blood?
I don't remember.
you go to a save room and there's a TV channel. There's a channel called the Blood Room channel.
Yeah.
So this game is all about blood, and you get the blood from shooting the guys.
Yeah, it's like Bloodborne, basically. It's like cool. It's like cool, good Bloodborne. If that game didn't stink.
I said, this game's why is there a rings option in the menu? What the fuck are rings? We're gaming, blood, soul shells, rings. What is this? Dark Souls? Is Killer7 a Souls like? Ha ha. Is Dark Souls a Killer7 like?
There we go.
Yo.
And I have something in the back of my head. My notes just says, I really wish I remember what game or games I was reading about when I kept hearing about Killer7. That's the reason I chose it. That's the reason it's always been on my wish list on Steam, is because there's a lot of games since this game that reference games like Killer7 and the story of Killer7 and blah, 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 Killer7
I think
influenced me. You know?
I don't want to run my mouth, but I would imagine that part of the legacy of Killer7 is when it came out. It came out at a time and it felt so different and singular.
Yeah.
And because it came out, it's a Capcom game from that same era, so it's kind of did you encounter it at all when you were a kiddo? We're about to run out of time, but you didn't encounter it at all.
Yeah, 15 seconds till our closing arguments.
Electronic Gaming Monthly up, and it was Killer7, Resident Evil, Okami, Beautiful Joe. Right. Capcom is weird.
Just do your minute here.
My minute. Killer7, a game that when I've tried to play it before, I've gotten so mad that I couldn't move my man. But now when I'm playing it with the wisdom of an adult, it's just I don't need to move a man to be playing a video game.
Just hold go.
Just go. Hey, this is my time. This is my time. No, I don't know. I think we're allowed to talk. Anyway, yeah, you hold A to go. You just go. And it's I need to go. And I didn't even get to this, that part of how the game's organized is this game isn't about running around. It's about internalizing a space. The game prioritizes showing you compass directions of north, south, east, west. So it's I'm going to learn this whole building maybe. And the fact that I just have to hold A to go down it, maybe that makes it easier to internalize this space. And as a grown person, I am pretty interested in games that are about internalizing a space and then playing with the space.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. It's weird and nice and easy to understand when you're just holding go and you go north through doors and then you turn around and now it's south. And I'm I kind of know where I'm going. Kind of know where I'm supposed to go. Kind of know wherever I stopped, I was all right, I kind of seems like a big thing's going to happen next. There's acid jazz playing when I hit the staircase. Fucking cool. This game is just cool. The use of the red are cool. It's a good accent color. It's just yeah, I don't know.
Are we allowed to listen to the soundtrack of the game if we haven't played it yet?
I don't know. Up for debate. Maybe I should put music in the mini club episode. I don't know. I have 12 seconds left, but I think that's kind of everything I said. One other thing I said, it almost seems better as a switch off kind of game, played together with a friend on one TV, so take turns at the different parts, because it's just fucking cool and you just want to experience it with someone else. All right, that's
look at it, and and there's a pigeon screen.
You choose.
I don't want to. Okay. I want to know what you thought of Hylics 2, baby.
It's starting the clock. Oh my God, the look is iconic. Is it claymation? Is it pixels? I don't know. The music is very cool and weird. It feels very much like someone we know made this in a good way. The menu offers things, garbs, and gestures. My character has flesh, will, and power. I love how custom and handmade and homemade it feels.
Yes, I think handcrafted is what I wanted to start with, because I've known the aesthetic. I've known about this game for so long, but could never bring myself to play it because it was I need to play it when I'm ready. Yeah. And so God bless Wide Flank, because there was a point when I was playing it last night where it was just yo, I'm finally playing this game I've put off playing for close to 10 years. I think it's from 2018.
That's what we're here for.
Yo. But handcrafted, and I'm just gonna say that it's the aesthetics weren't a surprise to me. The aesthetics were I love this visual artist.
Yeah,
it was somebody who had a Tumblr where they did this kind of work like before they made the game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But the point is that like what I wrote was I like that the music has guitars. It feels
I love the
handcrafted.
guitars. Yeah, it feels like, oh, someone recorded this in their freaking Brooklyn apartment and
with their hands.
And it like, I think I wrote at some point, it feels like your roommate is a cool, good musician.
Yeah.
And they're just like fucking around on their instrument of choice. And it's like, yeah, I'm just like hanging out in this like fucking freak alien world or whatever, where everyone's a Wayne.
Yeah, everyone's named Wayne. The world, the thing that like impressed upon me pretty quickly was like, oh, this is a game though. Like this isn't just like, look at this interesting aesthetic.
Interesting that you say that, because I think a lot of my takeaways were sort of like, there's game stuff slapped on top of this, but I feel like it's art made by an artist.
Yes.
And I'm interacting with art more than I'm like interacting with the game parts of the art, if that makes sense. Like, I just felt like, yeah, there's some coins and there's like some platforming, but like, I really super don't care about any of it. I don't even like love it. Like, I'm just like, the platform is kind of weird, the camera angle's kind of weird, like slapping is kind of like funny, I guess, but like whatever. But
is it a meaningful interaction?
Yeah, like I more just felt like what I like about this is fucking chill to be here, kind of lost. Everywhere you go is kind of a weird fever dream that I'm interacting with this artist.
Yeah. So to like translate, like to like riff through that, then I think it's like I took for granted the aesthetic so much that like not even took for granted, just knew that I already liked the aesthetic.
Yeah.
That like when the game had gamely mechanics, I was like, oh, you can like jump in. Literally one of my notes I think is I like that you can run and jump.
Yeah, you can run and jump.
Which, like,
and
even as I wrote it, I was like, am I giving this too much credit? But it's
that's
not.
What
like,
I'm saying.
I think there's something to like. Yeah, I think that will be the balance. Like, if we do cover this game, which if a listener, you like, just type in the name of the game. Look
in the mini club chat. I think the screenshots you posted were gorgeous.
Yeah, like it's you can get a taste of like whether you wanna. Yeah, it's a very visual game, and like it also feels like a game that is like an artist riffing on like, I like RPGs.
Yeah,
like I've played RPGs. I'm gonna make an RPG. RPGs are cool.
It felt like an arcade cabinet that's like handmade and gorgeous. And I don't necessarily play it in a space where I'm expecting to play like games, right? Like I'm not like playing this at Barcade or something. I'm playing this at like a fucking museum. And I'm like, oh, like, wow, this artist made this psycho thing that is a game, meaning I can interact with the world and jump on stuff, but is mostly just like their art project, and it's fucking cool. It's and sick and like, yeah.
I think like truly, no, that all feels totally accurate. And I want to like, there's this like more cynical version that hops into my mind and like came to me while I was playing it. Like, oh, is this like about games, or is this like a really earnest attempt at like rendering a fun game? And like who knows what lives in the mind of the artist?
I don't know yet.
There's enough mechanical playfulness that's like, no, it's not supposed to be this like meta comment. I mean, it kind of is a meta commentary just by definition, because it's like a bunch of nonsense, but it's also like it's a fantastical world, and it has. I think the thing that like makes me feel comfortable and like ready to play is that like there are rules. Like there is. It's not gobbledygook. It's not nonsense.
No. Yeah, I think I'm underselling the game stuff. Like it all makes sense, right? Like it's like if you die, you go here. If you want to teleport, you go here. Like it all ticks every box of like a functional game. Yeah.
And it's a game also where like I've seen the mechanics be put to use that are like where the goal of the use is like play. Like it's not just like, oh, and isn't that an interesting perspective? It's like jump up here and you get a get a coin, Like it's pretty like and it feels kind of satisfying to get the coin because like I was curious and then jumped a little bit and found it.
Yeah.
At the same time, I fell into like some secret hole and like I found 2 treasure chests which are like pots, and one of them was a stem cell and one was a cupcake, and I was like, this feels like kind of about games in a way, but like maybe it gets to be both, just like this is a video game, bro, but also it's a video game, like you know, like and that's I want to keep playing it just to like see what else is in it, kind of.
I'm curious, because it does feel like it could go either way to me right now, where it's like I actually have most of the things that you get, you know, while playing the game. You can run, you can dash, you can air dash, you can roll, like whatever.
That air dash, pretty fun.
That feels sick.
Pretty
it feels
fun,
beautiful
right?
to fly around. Yeah.
And then you find like a platform that's like jump off the platform and air dash across, and it's like, I'm gaming here. I'm gaming.
And that was really fun. That was the peak gaming moment in my playthrough so far. But it could be that those are all of the things you get, and you just explore this world, and that's the game. I don't know.
It could
also be you get other stuff, and there's boss fights. Like I have no idea like how gamey it gets or doesn't get.
My gut feeling is that like it's gonna keep like throwing new things or new things in the context of like the RPG mold that's talking about. Because my session ended with like, I gotta get an airship, and I was like, airship like in Final Fantasy, like it's like very so I can maneuver the overworld. But truly, did you encounter any enemies while you were playing the game?
I got fucking destroyed, and all of a sudden it's that's not JRPG. What do you call that type of fighting where you choose JRPG type fighting?
Turn-based RPG.
I was like, oh, I have some what are they called again? Gestures. I was like, I have some good gestures that can fuck people up.
Instead of magic,
ripped a gesture and then just instantly got like 2-shotted by an enemy and was in the afterlife. And I was like, oh, okay, so that doesn't work yet.
And what I read into that was like, oh, this is a game with like an RPG combat system built out for adults that know RPG combat systems, and it wants me to learn its combat system. And I'm not like a big turn-based RPG guy, so like who knows? But I will say that as I was playing the game, I like ended up feeling like this is the first RPG I've played in a while where I just want to see what the battles are like. I just want to see them. Like I don't.
Which segues me to back where we started, which is just what it looks like, and it's so easy on the eye. It's so pleasant and unique and special looking.
It's very of itself. Like it is like so clearly a visual language of a single artist.
It's like giving me a little bit of like 90s MTV claymation, but it's also giving me some like OG Star Trek type of shit. Like it's just like so warm and amazing looking.
The color, it's like a super pastel color palette. It's clearly like made of clay. I'm not going to tell you how the images are rendered because that's not the point of this show. I know how the images are rendered. My alarm's going off right now. Is yours?
Mine's at 9:45.
We got 15 seconds to talk. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How's the episode going? I think it's pretty good.
It's going pretty good. I think we need to really demarcate like this. We're talking about this game now.
Well, now here's your minute. Go for it. Where do you want me to go?
Mason Lindroth, if you're listening to this, I love your work so much that I never engaged with it. But thanks to truly, like when I was developing some of my own creative work, I like used this as a reference point for like, this is such a specifically rendered world unto itself. And I think that's why my angle on it is like, but like a world in service of what? And so it's really fun to have the game in the hand and be like, oh, it's in service of this, and like learning this and doing this and maneuvering this. And I'm not sure I'm going to get into the RPG aspects of it, but I am already very much loving just like bonking around the world. I like how the roll feels. I like that you float when you jump. There's like enough like hard in the hand, like mechanics.
Mason's gamed.
Yeah. As much as this boy is an artist, as much as this person's an artist, they're also a gamer.
All right, let me go for 50 seconds here. I don't have that much more to add. I mean, the perspective fucked me up. The platforming's weird and hard. It's also very chill to be there. I also am worried if this were to get picked. Like, am I going to get into the RPG stuff of this? I'm not really sure. I don't love it, but it is sick to go around the world. Even when it zoomed out to an overworld, I was like, fuck yeah, this is like so beautiful and sick, and I love it. And I'm kind of lost, but it's chill to be here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see if this gets picked. I'm very curious to see where it'll end up and how we feel about it.
And you meet a character and your player character already knows them, which I was like, oh, that's really comforting. That like this is a real world where people know each other.
With toilets.
So
bathtubs.
Anywho, you want more of Hylics 2? Vote for it.
Star of Providence. Starting the clock now.
Starting the clock. I'm gonna need more than 10 minutes for this one.
Chiptune, baby.
Oh, no.
Chip tune. You ever chiptuned?
Do
they know who I am?
Am I gonna get freaking canceled?
Do they know who I am?
Am I gonna get canceled by the chiptune Illuminati?
No. Talk about the chiptune. You hate it? You fucking hate it?
Look, I wrote
something.
You
hate it?
Oh, I didn't even highlight the note because I was like, I don't need to talk about this. It's just sadly I don't like the chiptune.
Okay.
Sadly,
we got a chiptune non-believer.
I don't want to have to listen to chiptune for this whole game.
Yeah, it's I can fast forward to like the end of my notes here, which is like I played 40 minutes almost exactly because that was the entire length of my entire first ever run and only ever run I've played of this game.
Okay. Yeah.
That's too long. I can't imagine what's going to happen if I get good at this game and how fucking long my runs are going to be. Because I unlocked a lot of shit. I didn't blink for 40 straight minutes. It was adrenaline up my ass. And I was like, this is intense.
I want to play this game for the rest of my life. I am like, the amount of self-control it took to stop playing the game and be like, oh, this is for the podcast. I wanted to hit you up to be like, can I play the game?
I know.
After, like, it is scratching such a deep itch of I'm just going to come right out and say it, Zelda. This is Zelda.
Oh,
this is a distillation.
That is not what I expected. Tell me more about Zelda.
Baby. I have a specific color. My notes: skull enemies, Zelda.
True. They are
Zelda combat and Zelda puzzles distilled so tightly because like. It's not Zelda. Zelda is a combination of overworld and underworld and like the freedom and constriction of that.
Yeah.
Listen to our episode on Arranger for more. But truly, like, this game takes the like really hard gamey aspects of Zelda and just like really compacts them. Cause like the rooms that it's a single screen it's twin stick shooter roguelike.
Roguelike, yeah.
Hard shmup with like bullet hell style shmup.
Bullet hell roguelike, yeah.
More bullets and you're navigating the bullets, but it's single screen rooms and every room is like a different combat puzzle or scenario. And there's like you're
slightly different shapes, slightly different enemies, but you also always know exactly what to do in a really defined way, right? Yeah. Kill that thing and that thing and that thing are bad, you know? And it's like,
and it's like, and the game goes on, like, there's all these specific points where it's like, oh, that's like a Zelda thing, like a skull enemy or bombable walls or like really basic shit.
Right.
And like, it got me thinking about like, as much as this genre of roguelikes is like downstream from a game that's literally called Rogue, so many modern roguelikes are like kind of indebted to Zelda, like Binding of Isaac. Have you ever played this video game?
I've played a little bit of that. Yeah.
Edmund McMillan is on record of saying like I wanted to make like a Zelda randomizer, basically. Like that's what that is game,
kind of what it is. Yeah,
and
totally.
It grows from that. But it's like there's other games of this mold that I've played in the past that I wanted to be like. I've wanted a Zelda roguelike for like a long time. Of like I want to feel that sense of like motion and thinking and reacting and like. And that's Zelda, baby.
Yeah, it even starts with a mirror fight, which is totally reminding me of Zelda and
the Dark Link.
Link, and it is very Zelda. It's funny I didn't think of that at all, but every point you made is valid. But it's just so action packed. Like I found very few moments of calm, even though you can totally go to rooms where there's nothing happening. You can spend as much time as you want in the shop or upgrading your ship or whatever.
Look at the map.
It always felt like, okay, next, what room open the map? Where haven't I been? Okay, go, kill. Upgrade. Spend my gold. Points,
you're constantly getting new upgrades that change how you're interacting with the world.
And it's weird because they're not upgrades in the normal gaming sense. They just change your entire ship.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I got the laser and the chain lightning. It's like, no, I replaced the laser with the chain lightning without even knowing that I was doing that.
Yeah, the weapons don't stack. So it's like I had a build where I was like, this build is OP. And then I just like was like, oh, what if I added this to the build? And it just like was like, no, you're playing this game now.
I did the exact same thing.
Figure it out.
I was a little overwhelmed by the fact that I played 40 minutes for my first ever run where I had no fucking idea what was going on. I had to, beat multiple bosses and stuff. But the complexity, there's just a lot. There's just a lot. I think the combinations of builds are probably like
boggles the mind.
Billions. And like it feels like the kind of game where you can get really obsessed and like the payoff is really high because you're like, oh, I'm going for this build. I got this combination of items and ship and ammo and like blah, blah, blah. And you're just fucking like insanely strong. But it's just like, it's so fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, I think it's also illuminating for me, at least, of like, because I'm still learning about myself. I'm still learning what do I like to learn in games and what don't I like to learn.
That's what Wide Flank's all about.
I don't like having to learn what a clan pot is or what a blood vial is. But when a game is just like, here's a weapon, and then you shoot it and you see what it does, that's good learning. Yeah. That's like I'm learning as I'm playing, not like, and maybe like these other things are like brainier. Like maybe there's different types of games where it's like, the game exists up here. Like I'm learning that if
there's like a cost. There's like a cost.
Yeah.
Which is like the learning. And then there's like the payoff of like, I've learned it and now I'm interacting with it, right?
Yeah.
So you learn the clan ball in Mischief Maker and you're like, okay, I have a rough idea of how this bounces around. And then you go to execute and you're like, this sucks and is so clunky. And I learned it. Did I even learn this? I paid the cost. I talked to everyone in town and there's no payoff. Whereas in this game, it just feels like,
payoff.
It's literally only payoff. It's like,
go. This game, I'm not joking when I say I just want to play this game forever. This is like a fucking video game.
If this was on your phone, like society would stop. Like it would just like no one would get anything done. People would just be on their phones the entire day playing this game.
Zapping, exploring.
Yeah, I mean, I was curious, like, why is it a roguelike? Even though it's obviously definitely a roguelike. Like, does that do anything for me for depth? Like, should it be, I don't know,
a linear exploration shooter?
Yeah, like it's deep because there's a lot of decisions and every run is different. But I'm like, I don't know, how long can I play this for in one session? Like, I could just lose 5 hours in this like I did with Hades.
Yeah.
I'm not going to feel good. I'm gonna be like,
really?
Fucking hell! What the hell just happened? All I can see. I'm gonna Tetris effect in my sleep and just see spaceships exploding and a giant fish jumping over me and shit. But It's fucking fun. But like, there was a part of me that, you know, that UFO 50 game, what is Barbuda or something like that?
Barbuda, dude. Barbuda is one of the good ones. I love
I've
Barbuda.
only played for like 5 minutes.
Wait, is Barbuda the one that sucks or it's good?
I think it's good, but I don't know what the people think.
Barbuda,
UFO 50. We're way off topic,
Barbuda.
but it's like you're a fucking dude and you're just going room to room.
Oh, Barbuda is the one that sucks.
No, it's good, I think.
Barbuda sucks.
No. Seriously, I think it's good. I haven't played
killed.
I haven't played enough to confirm that it's good, but I've played enough where I think it's good. But this game kind of made me want to play Barbuda.
Why?
Because I was like, I need to calm down.
I need to slow down and know that there's only like one thing I have to do.
Barbuda, there's no music. I'm not blasted with chiptune, and all I can do is jump around this dark, empty space.
I thought you were talking about, what's the UFO 50 game where you're like a little guy hovering around and you got to navigate a room?
I don't think I've played that one, but we have 30 seconds left before our final minute. So
what are we talking about?
Close it if you want to say anything else, but fuck, it's good. It's fucking crap.
Campanella, dude. Campanella. It's a little less Barbuda and a little more Campanella.
Okay.
It's called Starship Providence. Star of Providence. And we didn't even talk about the donkey of it all. This is my minute. We didn't even talk about the donkey of it all. Yeah, literally, pretty quickly, I was like, okay, I'm not just like a donkey. I'm not just donkey pilled here. Because Donkey's games, video game donkey is a YouTuber of video games. And he has, with his wife, a publishing studio, and they put out Billy Basso's Animal Well. I don't know the names of anybody on this game, but this is their second game. And like, I went into it like, am I just curious about this because it's Donkey? Like, on the one hand, yes. On the other hand, right away, it's just like, oh no, this good video game that me like to play for reasons that are deeply personal to me and how we play video game. So Donkey Schmonkey, Star of Providence has arrived.
Yeah. Exactly.
5 stars.
It made me feel better about the whole donkeyness of it all, because they're really just curators, right? They're just a record label. And it's like, oh, I hope I like the same music that they like. And then they release a new album that from a band I've never heard of, and it's fucking sick. And I'm like, oh my God, I like everything that they do, you know? So like, it's 2 for 2 for the donkeyness of it all. Has good taste.
Super twofer? What'd you say?
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
It's super 2 for Donkey, the donkey of it all. And yeah, it's good job by him, good job by them. I'm excited to play more of this game, whether or not it's voted in. It's gonna make me procrastinate a lot more. Are you gonna turn off the music the next time you play it?
No, because this is it's a full circle. Because you opened with chiptune. I found my chiptune note, which was, this is respectful. I said, the music, though. I don't love devotion to chiptune, sadly. I want to hear how it's utilized, but I see a future where I disable it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a little aggressive.
Also, the pause menu is mixed too loud.
Way too loud. I'm so happy you said that. They like made a mistake. And the volume of the pause music. I like the little ship with the coffee and the pause animation. Beautiful. But then the music's so loud. Every time I pause to write a note, I was like, fucking hell.
I ended up turning off my Switch while I was taking notes. Yeah. No offense. The compositions are strong.
That's it. We're out of time. That's all she wrote. That's all 5 games. Go to Discord. Vote on the game you want us to really get into, because this is no research episode.
This was well, by deep dive we mean conversation. This is what game clubs are. Let's just say what game clubs
What's a game club, Sean?
Game club is podcast of Wide Flank, wherein we procrastinate playing a game until 5 days before we record.
Very accurate.
But then we do a hell of a lot of research and try to reference like conversations with the people that worked on the game. We talk about our reactions to things. We try to come up with some generous perspective of like, what is this game's fucking deal? But I think really the research part of it is like maybe the undersung hero of White Flank.
I really do probably too much research for Game Club episodes, but I just like sinking my teeth into it. I like listening to other podcasts, reading reviews that are new, reading reviews that are old.
See,
like,
that's where Alon and I differ, though, because he listens to other people's perspective on it. I only go to the devs. I only want to know what the artists, what the artist's intention was.
I like knowing what other people think because it gives me some sort of POV sometimes that I'm not considering, where I'm like, oh, I guess if you come from it from this angle, blah, 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 blah. But we don't need to get into that.
It takes you to other places.
It takes me to other places. Yeah, but that's what Game Club's all about.
That's what we'll do with whatever you, dear listener,
play a shit ton more of whatever game is voted for also, if that wasn't made
hope
clear.
It's Star of Providence, not to...
So that's the one you really want it to be.
I just want to play that. Actually...
I kind of want Eternal Darkness.
Eternal Darkness,
Killer7, Star of Providence, or Eternal Darkness. I'm thrilled with any of those.
I'm kind of interested about Mischief Makers. Actually, I could go Hylics too. You know, if push came to shove.
Oh my god, we need people to vote. Rock the vote.
Rock the.
Get on Discord and tell your friends and vote, and then we will dive in.
All right, happy gaming.
Happy gaming. Bye, Sean.
Happy gaming. Goodbye, Alon.